The DJI RC2 controller just had some new firmware update. It added some interesting features which include adding screen lock feature, then secondly fix some other known issues. One of these new features in this new firmware update is quite scary if you ask me, but before we get into it in more details in the next minute, let's first of all do the firmware update. Please like the video for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel to help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. We're done with the firmware update. If we should come back to where we check our firmware, we're going to check for firmware update. We're going to see that your firmware is up to date, right? And remember that one of the key features of this is the ability for us to add password to our DJI RC2 controller. So what I'm going to do here now is to scroll down and then click on this script button here, on this ranch button rather. That is on the setting, and then I'm going to go to security lock. You can see that they've already added a new feature here. This wasn't here before. This is security lock. I would click on that, then screen lock, and I'll go to password. So you're going to see on the screen here that it's giving us a warning note which says remember password. Reset requires remote data wipe and we delete all personal data including photos, videos, flight record. So this is the risk that I was talking about. If you want to use this particular password and you happen to forget it, just forget all the data that you have on your DJI RC2 controller. You're going to have to wipe everything out. So it now means for you to weigh the opportunity cost of having a password on your DJI RC2 controller versus losing your data. Okay, so password has been set successfully. Now, if you look at the screen lock now, you can see that the password is already written below that particular screen lock. How do we know if this particular password lock already works? We're going to have to restart this particular controller. That is the only way for us to know whether the password that we just set worked or not. Once you're done setting up the password and you've restarted your DJI RC2 controller, the screen is going to be this way where it is now, from what you can see, showing that it is already passworded. So for you to access your controller from now, you need to enter your password, whatever that is. You need to enter that and then click enter for you to be able to access your controller from now going forward. And remember, if you forget this, you would have to wipe out all the data on your controller. Let's quickly also look at how to remove the password in case you decide that you don't want to have this password on your controller. Personally, I won't be using this particular password for now. I don't have a need for it. I fly my drone alone. I have not had any reason for me to hide any information on the controller. So why risk it? I know, of course, I can write down the password somewhere, but I mean, I don't have a need for it. Technology is all about that. You use what you have a need for. All right. So this is how to remove the password in case you change your mind. Go to your setting from your controller and then go to security and click there. And on this particular screen lock, you're going to click on the screen lock there. It will prompt you again to enter your password. So once I am on this particular next screen now, it's going to tell me to choose screen lock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on none. There will be this particular screen information that will prompt me that whether I want to remove device protection. I'm going to click yes, remove. So, and you can see that the screen lock now is now none. Initially it was password, but now it's none. So that's it. If you want to put it again, you click on password and then put the screen lock there, as the case may be. Some other features on this new firmware update for the DJI RC2 controller is on the DJI Simulator. So we're going to just click here and see if there is any new changes here. You can see that it's now prompting me to that there's a new version available. So this particular new version added new scenes, and it's also fixed some known issues and optimized performance to enhance vision stability. So I'm going to download this particular new version now so that I will also have it updated. I like using this particular DJI simulator to practice my flight once in a while. All right, so once the download is done, we're going to see a screen like this. We're going to go ahead to click on install. and now the installation is done. One thing I wanted to mention is this is not the first time I'm doing app installation for the DJI Simulator. If you're doing it for the first time, there's another notification you are going to get, which is to go to your settings and allow your device to install the app. Okay, so but because I've already turned on that settings on initially when I first did the download for the DJI Simulator, it didn't tell me that particular thing. So the app is already installed at this point. I'm going to click done, and here we are again. So I'm going to go to DJI Simulator to see what the interface looks like now. So if I go to drone hangar now, I selected DJI Air, that is the Air 3S. If I go to Mavic, that is the Mavic 4 Pro. So I can choose any of them here. If I take the Mavic 4 Pro now, if I go to immersive flight now, I had this particular tool before. I had this skate pack and also the Stonehenge initially, and then they just added this particular Sunny Island scene. So to use the particular Sunny Island scene, I would have to download it, right? So I'm not going to use it right now, so I'm just going to skip that. But that is at least the visible feature that I can see. Any other update that was done through this particular firmware will be noticeable when I eventually use the DJI Simulator. But for now, that is all about this new DJI RC2 controller firmware update. Okay, so and remember, as I mentioned before, personally, on the aspect of the password, that's the screen lock, it's a good thing if you have a reason for you to have a password on your controller. But personally, I won't be making use of it for now because, like I said, I don't have a need for it, and the risk involved is not, worth it for me to try to do it. Of course, like I said, if you really have to use it, remember to write down the password somewhere so that you don't forget it. All right. Thank you, and see you on the next video. Please like the video for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel to help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you.